Hey there everyone, Allie Virtue from Parkside Nutrition. I am a functional medicine nutritionist, and we had a request to cover the Taco Bell menu. So I'm going to teach you how to order like a professional nutritionist. What am I thinking when I'm looking at a menu? What would I order if I had a health goal, weight loss goal, etc. Some do's, don'ts. So you can learn the skill of how to order out, how to eat out in a more healthful way, but we can still do it. We can still have some fun food, etc. So you leave educated and aware of your choices. So some reminders, make sure you go to parksidenutrition.com/subscribe and subscribe to the email list if you want more free resources like this. Thank you so much for doing that. You should also definitely check out the Pre-Diet podcast, which I host. And again, that's geared towards teaching you how to do all this stuff before you feel the need to hire a nutritionist. So go check out those resources. But also reminders when we're doing this, whenever you're going out to eat or looking at a menu, one, we want to remember the goal of the meal. Is this fun food? Is this just fixing hunger? Depends, right? If you really want to eat out and you really want to have some fun food, I might order a little bit more differently versus if somebody else wants to go out and I just need to eat something because I'm hungry. Very different scenarios as far as what I might order. Pay attention to how hungry you are. How do you want to feel in a couple hours? So if you have a big presentation or something you really need to work on in the next couple hours, maybe we don't order something that's not going to give us good energy or good focus. So keep those things in mind. And then look at also what you already ate that day. Did you have enough vegetables today? If you didn't eat enough vegetables, I highly recommend ordering some vegetables. So keep that in mind when you are making those dietary choices. Because when we are looking at our plate, I want protein, I want lots of fiber. Those are the big two missing things. So without too much more ado, let's dig into this menu. So, all right. So the Foles. So this is by far my number one pick. Please choose this. Please. This is really good. We have protein, which I'm looking for. We have some fiber in the beans, a little bit of fiber with avocado. We have lots of high volume plants over here, lots of color, good indications that this is a very nutrient dense option. So this is by far and away the winner for me. 530 calories, that's pretty reasonable too. And you can also, because if you look online, this is a really helpful part, and maybe their apps have it as well, but you can also customize it. So let's look at it. So if I wanted to customize this, gives you the information as far as what is going to increase the price, increase the calories, decrease the calories, etc. So if I wanted to make this more high volume, I would potentially add tomatoes to this. Lettuce, look at this. You can either go no lettuce, easy on the lettuce, extra lettuce. So I would go extra lettuce. Obviously, I'm not, that increases the price 60 cents. Would I probably do that? Not really, because that's not going to give me more calories. But if I'm feeling really hungry and I have a tight calorie budget, I would do that because that's going to add a lot of volume. It's going to slow me down. So I probably won't overeat, or I'm less likely to overeat. I would do the same thing for purple cabbage. So I would go extra purple cabbage if I'm feeling especially hungry. Black beans, I would probably add extra black beans. Only raises the price 45 cents and then adds 50 calories. But those are pretty high protein for a plant. Not very high protein, but for a plant, it's all right. And they also add a lot of fiber, and fiber is going to keep us full for a really long time. If we're an active person, I would potentially add a little bit extra rice. Again, it only adds a little bit of calories. So, depends on the person. Guacamole, this is going to be a decently calorie, although it says it only adds 40 calories. I would be suspicious on that, but just a lot of options for that. If you do want to cut calories, I would say take the cheese off or maybe go with a lower calorie dressing option. That could be a good one. Pizza sauce, that would be a lower calorie option, mostly tomatoes. Instead of a creamy based one, that would save you some calories if you wanted to go that route. Let's see, jalapenos, that would add volume, doesn't add a lot of calories. So that could be a good addition for a weight loss goal. Pico de gallo as well, adds no calories basically and adds volume. So you can make this a pretty darn big salad, potentially even 2 meals by just upgrading a little bit of those things. So that's what I would do if I were ordering this. It obviously increases the price a little bit, but I would say you could almost get 2 meals out of this if you did it that way. And you could potentially add, and you can add extra protein down here. So 90 calories of chicken, a couple extra ounces there, or steak. Ladies, if you are or have ever been told that you've been iron deficient, I would add the steak option. Or if you're around your period, I would add the steak option because you're losing blood. So let's add some iron back into the system. Things I would stay away from, I wouldn't add fries to this. It's going to add a lot of carbs. I wouldn't add the Fiesta strips that much. They don't add a lot of calories, but I just wouldn't bother. Seasoned beef, that's another option. Again, onions add no calories. Tomatoes add no calories. You can add beans to this as well, and that would boost the fiber as well. So good for lowering cholesterol, balancing our blood sugar, lots of good things. So, all right, so I'll leave that be there. That's my number one pick. Yes, I made that way more expensive and apparently low calories. That doesn't make sense. But anyway, let's go back to the menu and see. My second choice here, I tried to look at the best sellers, so I would branch out. Me, as a kid, I really liked the soft tacos, and I still like them as a nutrition option because they're only $2 each. And if I had 3 of these, and if I remember right, I feel like 3 tacos were fairly filling, and I think that comes out to, I think I did the math, it was like 540 calories. So not too bad. So I would probably do that. Same thing, you can customize it a little bit. If you want to make it lower calorie, take the cheese off. If you want to add some volume, add some tomatoes to it. You can add a little bit of rice, but again, when I'm looking at these meals, you can add extra protein. I would probably definitely do that if I had a weight loss goal. But what I want to reiterate with this type of menu is there's just a lot of carbs around, right? So you've got the tortilla, you've got potentially potatoes in there. I think that's most of the carb sources. Chips, another carb source. Sodas, that's another carb source. So just be aware of that. There's usually a double carb situation going on here. So I'm trying to find another. Well, this is cheesy gordita crunch. So this has 2 types of tacos for 1 taco. Also some cheese in there. So this is just going to be obviously a much high calorie option. And so that one thing is almost 500 calories. It's not very high volume. So you might want more than one, and then that's easily 1,000 calories. So just thinking in that realm of things, if we can choose a lower calorie option, we usually get to have a couple of them. Let's see. I was actually surprised. The other thing that my eye was drawn towards, see, this is a good combination or good example of double carbonate, right? We got the carb in the tortilla, and then we also got potatoes in there too. So double carbonate quesadilla, while delicious, it's going to be higher fat, higher carb option. It's not going to be a lot of protein, not a lot of fiber, not a lot of vegetables. So this is going to be less of an I don't love that option. Tastes good, but not the best nutrition option. This Crunchwrap, I was actually surprised. They actually had the nutrition info for this one, which I'm surprised that it did. 530 calories for this big thing. I didn't think that was too terrible. 20 grams of fat for one meal. It's not terrible. 73 grams of carbs is kind of a lot. 6 grams of fiber. That's okay. Not too bad. 15 grams of protein. It's okay. I usually like 30 to 40 per meal, but not terrible. So I didn't think that was too terrible either. So I put it as my third option behind the Veggie Bowl. Plus I'd probably add more beans to the Veggie Bowl. That would have boosted the protein. And yeah, Crunchwrap Supreme. I never thought I'd pick that, but that was my number 4 pick. So not too terrible. All right. Hopefully that gives you some good ideas on what to order if you are stopping by Taco Bell. Otherwise, if you have any other questions or any other menus I should review, definitely comment, share this video so we can all be a little bit more educated about our nutrition choices, and we don't need it with a side of guilt. We can just know about nutrition and move on with our lives. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.